have cute little fun socks on today too. Do you see her socks?
Yes.
I almost always do. I just have to show them off more.
Yeah, I never realized we had that in common.
Yeah.
You never show off your other kitty.
That's a very private kitty.
Meow.
Does it have one eye too?
Does it? Yeah, I guess it does.
Does it purr once in a while?
Do you need an extra eye?
Yes.
Sure.
Bag full.
You ever put yours on the other one at home?
No.
What are you waiting for? I gave it to
know.
you weeks ago.
Our listeners are waiting to see it.
I
Yes.
don't know where it went.
Oh,
You
God,
lost the urn or the
Oh,
eye?
I lost the eye.
Oh,
Oh.
Well, then you better take one of these. Got no
Yeah.
choice.
That's a big one.
That's okay. He was a big
these are
fan.
smaller.
She said. I think
Take
it
that
used to
one.
be the smaller one than that.
Yeah, but we ran out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take one of those and then I'll look for the other one and hopefully I can find it.
All she did was just drive home from here and lost it.
Yeah,
I
lost
put it on the
her eye.
counter somewhere.
Oh,
And,
gosh.
and your mom just
Yeah, she saw this
walked
is
it off.
trash.
This is trash. I swear. It's a good thing you're not an optometrist.
You know what makes me
Yeah.
laugh, though, about the googly eyes? Is how my mom has left them
She loves them.
on her
She loves
Well,
it.
she was going to take it off the rooster, and I was like, no, Mom, it makes my day when I come down in the morning and I go to make my coffee and I see the rooster, like, with the big ol'
But the thing is, it actually looks good on the rooster.
I think it does,
because he had
too.
small eyes and it actually makes him more roosty.
That's a good-looking cock, yeah.
Yes. You got to have a good eye on the guts.
Not many cocks you can say that about.
Yeah.
Especially my mom.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom. I love you. You know how many times I say that to her? She's probably like, don't say it.
I know. Hey.
No, it cracks me up.
That you love her?
Well, I'm always apologizing.
Oh, got it.
Crap but you know
Yeah.
what? If her mom was still alive, she would have been doing maybe not the same things, but pretty damn close.
No, yeah. She had a sense of humor, a different sense of humor, but,
Yeah.
you know. But luckily, that's like my mom. Thank God I got her sense of humor, but I took it one step further, unfortunately.
I think we do just
we
because
all do.
we're evolving. You know, times are different.
Of course.
But like the rabbit that you did up front,
Yeah.
I was laughing. She's like, well, first when she saw it, her eyes got all big. She was like, like as big as a rabbit, and I was dying. I was cracking up. But then she's like looking at it. She's like, you know what?
Something.
It looks better with eyes because it has no eyes.
It had no eyes. We
And
helped
then
it.
she's like, do you have smaller ones? And I was like, I do. So then she's like, can you put the smaller ones on? I was like, I'll let Giggles do it because Giggles did it last time.
I think that's hilarious.
Thanks to my daughter for this little prank.
Yeah,
That was
if
good.
it wasn't for her. That's too
It's
funny.
just because of your dead cat. That's all I brought her
Yeah.
over for. And look what happened.
Now it's my new hobby.
No, it's our hobby.
Like, seriously, I'm going to buy the little ones too.
Yes, you can, yeah.
And now when I go to people's houses,
Oh, you have to. You got
I'm just randomly going to put them on things.
when you go over to the guy who used to work in the bakery.
Oh my God, that would be so
Yes.
funny.
See how long it takes for them to see it.
Could you imagine?
Oh, well.
They're going to be like, who did this?
That's okay.
Watch the video footage.
Oh God, could you imagine? You think they have cameras in the house?
Probably. I mean, you got to film your scenes. Will you guys ever do scenes? Someday you get married?
Like,
What?
film yourself having sex?
No.
Why not? We got the.
It's
I don't think anybody needs to see that.
Uh-uh.
Plus, I'm terrified that somebody would hack me and
Yeah.
Get a
And
hold
then
of
it
that.
just end up somewhere.
like I can't do
Or your child accidentally finds it. Ugh.
because nothing's ever really deleted.
No, it's not.
You can delete it
no.
off your phone, but somebody can actually go in your phone and
Yeah.
retrieve that information.
I'm going to make sure I destroy my phone before I die.
It's all dick pics.
No.
He's all when I ran into the wall, it's all his nose.
We'll find your cloud.
It's,
Oh.
You're welcome.
thank you.
He said thank you.
Well, you usually say thank you when somebody says you're welcome.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I did.
Because you're polite, that's why.
very-
Like we were saying earlier, we're polite people. We might not seem like it, but we actually are.
We actually have a good heart.
You know, that's the number one thing that my teachers would always tell my parents, which they, like my parents weren't shocked, but they were shocked. They were like, well, you know, they could do better in this area, no. But you know what? Your kids are very polite. They say thank you and please all the time. And we were like the only kids that ever did. And one teacher asked me, how are you so polite? And I was like, because my mom will smack me if I'm not. And I was like, you don't want to get smacked.
We went to a restaurant the other day, Sizzlers here, local, and we had to wait in line before we got to the cash register. But the lady that took care of us, one of her employees walked in. It was their time to start the shift, and she was praising that girl. It was a young girl. And she was saying how sweet she is, how kind she is to the, and it's nice to hear that because people nowadays, it's like, you know, they're always in a shitty mood. But her manager, I'm assuming she was the manager, she said, you don't know how lucky we are to have a girl like this because this is the sweetest kid right here that, you know, and the poor girl, you looked at her and she was always had a smile on her face. And it's nice to have people like that. World's too arrogant.
It puts you in a better mood.
Puts you in a better mood, exactly. You know,
like last night, what I love is the little pizza place in the town. Mm-hmm. We went there last night, and I love that it's all kids, like one adult and like all kids. But it's like they're all friends, you know.
Well, in a small town, everybody grows up together, so they know each other. So
I was like, dude, I would jump at this opportunity to work with my friends. Like, how fun would that? And you make pizza? Like, how cool is that? You know?
But they're at times they bust their ass.
Oh,
I mean, they get super busy. So I don't know if I could keep up with the pressure. But either way, that's a good job. You're right.
And the gal that was taking our order, she was so sweet. As soon as she saw us walk in, she like ran to the register and was like ready, you know. Yeah. And I was like, and I was the first one, so I was like, oh, you know, you ready for us? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay. So then I turn around and I'm like, well, what do you guys want to get? I'm asking my parents, and my dad's like,
of course.
My dad looks at me, mind you, the girl's like 2 feet in front of him, not even like maybe a foot, and he's like, looks at me and he goes, well, what kind of pizza do they have?
He's been, how many times your dad's been already?
And I go, well, what, do you want just like pepperoni or you want other things on it? You know what I mean? Because I didn't know what he was feeling. And then he's like, well, what do you want? And my mom does not care. She's just like, I just want pizza, like whatever you want to put on it, you know? And then I'm like, I know you like the combination. We call it combination down there at our favorite place. But I don't know what they call it there because I don't really go there. You know what I mean?
They're still
So I asked the girl, I was like, do you have like a combination? And my dad's like, do they have a combination? But he's asking me. And I'm like, Dad, she can hear you. I go, she's right there. And the girl just starts laughing. I go, I am so sorry. I was like, do you have a combination? And she goes, we do. And I go, they do.
Just in case you didn't hear it.
And my dad's like, he just like starts giggling.
Like
and
a
I'm
little
like,
kid.
yeah. And I'm like, oh my God.
I'm surprised he didn't ask for a quarter to play in the machine when he walked in.
But I was like cracking up because I was like, Dad, why are you relaying your order to me? You could just tell the girl, she's not going to hurt you. Like, and the girl's like laughing because I'm like, she's not going to threaten you, like hurt you. Like, you're fine.
That kind of stuff reminds me of what my parents do. So like my parents...
My dad speaks English.
Yeah, but your parents are different.
No. But this is at home, not like in the public setting. My parents will talk about me like I'm not sitting right there.
Like you're a third person type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, like you don't exist.
Wait, what? You're sitting right there and
I'm
just
sitting right there, and my dad will be like to my mom,
Tell me. Sorry.
Do you think that, do you think that she is going to be busy today? And do you think that she can, like, do this for me today? And I'm like, I'm right here. Or, like, my dad will tell me something that happened during the day. And then my mom will have to recount it to me. Like, I didn't hear my dad just say it.
That's funny.
It's so weird.
Well, my dad, when I was down south, my dad would call up here to my mother when he was going to come back up and have my mother call me and ask if he could bring my dogs. Even though he's literally down the street from me.
Oh my gosh.
He wouldn't call and ask me to take them. He would have my mom ask. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are doing me a favor. I don't have to take them out. I don't got to feed. I don't got to take care of them.
Yeah.
Yes, please. And because I knew they kept him company too. Yeah. That's a long drive. You know what I mean? But it's funny how, like, my dad won't ask me for things. Like, he'll have my mom ask me.
Yeah.
I think
like, I'm going to say no.
We all have families like that, unfortunately.
That's so funny.
No,
You don't do that though. But
no,
you
no,
and your
I
brother
don't.
does.
But my wife would tell my daughter when she was home still, tell your dad, the same thing like you said, Giggles, tell your dad that whatever, and I'm sitting right there. It's like, am I invisible or what? I mean, you can't miss me. I'm not that small. But yeah, it's like, well,
That's funny.
what can I say?
Very
Well.
interesting.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You missed the button, didn't you?
She got panicky after it. You came in high too. You were like,
And then my finger looked just
trying to avoid the
falling
camera. She was
short a
trying to-
bit. That's why.
I even pushed it down.
I don't know.
Maybe the table's getting
Your
too big.
alignment's off.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to kick the camera.
Yeah, it's
Well,
still fucked up, dude.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's
It's
all right.
okay. It only took us 20 minutes to get the right angle. Sorry.
I don't know why I try to bother starting the show for her, but welcome everybody to another episode of Rockin' on the Porch. Papa Tony here with Giggles and Mishi.
Hey, y'all.
Hey guys.
And Presley.
And Presley, our mascot.
Little chichinha.
Yes. She's the before and after dog that goes to a dentist. I don't know if it's before or after.
She only needs the one tooth.
Well, okay. So that's what you look like before then. Hopefully she doesn't look like that when she comes out of the dentist.
They pulled 12 teeth last time.
Did they?
Yeah.
Why did they leave that one for?
So her tongue doesn't fall out.
But it could fall out the other side.
No, she has teeth on the other side.
Oh.
They only took like the very front ones right here and then like a couple on the top. Okay, so I'm a little weird. And because that tooth is so big that I said
that's
I
her-
wanted to keep the big tooth. That's it. That's all I wanted. If they're going to take out the big tooth, I want to keep the big tooth because I was going to frame it and like with a picture of her. Like I thought it'd be funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Oh, like the eyeball. You could put it right
Yeah.
on where the tooth is. Yeah. Like,
so
yeah.
I was like, all I want is the big tooth. I got back a bag of 12 like little like tiny teeth and I'm like, I didn't want these fucking teeth. I'm not gonna make a bracelet with them. It's like I just want the big tooth. But they left the big tooth, so I was like, all right.
Oh, when her time comes, you can still get it later.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a necklace, like you know how they do with the shark tooth. It's gonna be her tooth.
Poor thing.
They're gonna be like, is that nope, my dog.
How big, yeah, how small was that shark?
It was a baby
It
shark.
was a baby shark. Oh, goodness.
Baby shark. Doo-doo-doo.
I was trying to think of the song. I couldn't think of how the music went.
That's actually, they say it's a good one for CPR.
Really?
Baby shark. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Baby
Speaking of CPR, I saw, I don't know if it's in a different country or what, but they got a machine to do CPR on you now.
What?
It's almost
you
like
couldn't-
they bring it over your chest, and it's almost like a press. And I don't know, it's
Oh,
not
that's
the paddles.
interesting.
No, it's something else, and it was actually...
Oh, so it's not the...
No, it was actually,
I thought it was the AUD machine.
No, it was really compressing down the chest of the, well, it was a mannequin or whatever, but, so I don't know if that's something they're trying out or what, but then again.
My concern is how does it know how much pressure?
Exactly. I think you're going to be doing more damage, but I'm assuming.
Because you can break ribs by doing
exactly,
CPR, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
especially,
yeah.
yeah.
And you're supposed to technically, like, if you're doing it right, you're going to either, like, really bruise ribs or you're going to break some.
You're going to break some,
Yeah.
That'd be
That's the
scary.
worst.
Well, or if you have to give mouth to mouth and they have bad breath. Yeah.
Do they even do mouth to mouth, or do they
I
just
don't think
use
they
that
do
thing?
that anymore.
They just-
So
they have that.
they have, like, these things that you can put over the mouth
Yeah.
now, too,
Yeah.
like, the plastic thing.
Yeah.
It's good if you can do the breath, but if you can't, you continue with compressions.
Impressions.
Yeah, because like I'm not gonna put my mouth on a stranger's lips. If I had to, I would put my mouth on your lips. I'm fine with that.
Okay, but
She's pointing at Papa Tony.
okay, but
Yeah, and you. I would do
thank
it to you
you.
guys. You're welcome.
Aw.
You're welcome.
yeah, but
I
what,
was thinking about him because he's
yeah,
always
but
talking
what
about
about
his
if
health.
it's,
You're like, you're still young, you're fine.
Yeah. No, but if it was you guys, I would do it.
Yeah.
But if it was like somebody at my work that I don't really know very well, I'm like, where has your mouth been?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do it.
What about people I'm kind of changing the subject in a way. Have you ever had somebody that you don't really know that well, but they're like a friend of a friend, and you're drinking something, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, can I have some?"
Oh yeah, that's weird.
No.
And I always feel bad because like that's the only time I feel like I'm being rude. But I'm like, I'm sorry, no, thank you, because I'm a germaphobe.
Yeah.
Like you can have it, I'm willing to give it, or I'll go make you one, or I'll give you one. Like
you can use your straw, like I don't know.
but like you, I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like when people are taking communion. And they drink the wine.
I will
sorry.
only drink.
I'm
the,
sorry.
I'll only drink the wine if I'm one of the first ones.
No,
like today,
I'm
I was
sorry.
like, "It's me, it's me."
I mean, they
It
clean.
came to us first.
They clean the cup on the outside, but what about it on the inside? See that? I'm sorry. I won't. I won't.
Well, there's like backwash and.
No, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm
there's, like,
sorry.
all
I
that
mean,
stuff.
it's.
But yeah, I
it's
do.
the
I
idea.
do it if
I
I'm one of the first ones.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
No, but I.
I think the only time I ever drank the wine was when I did my first communion.
Well, something like that. But I mean, other than that, I'm sorry. When you see hundreds of people go up front and most of them are sipping from that. Nah, I'm sorry. Thank you. I'll pass. Thank you.
Well, especially like some people like start downing it. That's what cracks me up. I'm always like, "You thirsty?"
Well, no, thank you. I will pass on that. No, especially when you have older people and you hear them coughing in the during mass and they're up there. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't it funny how we all are like a bit of a germaphobe?
well,
I'm afraid of the backwash.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, Backwash.
certain things. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh well. Okay.
I can drink your saliva. I can drink other people's salivas.
Yeah, but I feel like we have a better chance of not backwashing
Yeah.
than like
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
people.
Some people can't do.
You know what I
Ugh.
mean?
There's one person that jumps into my mind in particular that anytime I eat in the same place with this person, you know who it is. You kind of know who it is. They're like slobbish. They like lick their fingers, but it's not just one finger at a time. It's like sometimes like the three fingers. They'll just like put three fingers in their mouth to like lick their fingers, and then they'll like try to handle more food, and it's just so gross.
They have no manners. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like even like double dipping. If it's just me by myself, that's fine. But it's like if we're all sharing a dip, I don't go in
Yeah,
a second time.
I don't do that either.
If I could turn the chip, I do. I usually will try to break the chip in half if it's a bigger chip, so that way I could do the two.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like a lot of people that I have ever shared dip with, we do that for the most part. Every once in a while, I'll come across the person that'll double dip, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, you just ruined it for all of us.
Yeah.
That's why I usually try to leave like a spoon in there, because I'm like, you can even just,
Yeah, just put it on.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
But some people, I used to know people that would do that. Like their hands could be filthy, like black, like from dirt and stuff,
Oh yeah.
or working on cars or whatever, and they would just lick their fingers. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
you kissed them. How?
Some people are just pigs. I'm sorry. No. Sorry. No, thank you.
Moving on. Now that we just got all our...
Out of the way.
You want to switch coffees? Just kidding. Oh, God. Well, is that creamer?
Growing up, we would do things like that. Me and my siblings, whenever we didn't want our siblings to eat whatever it was,
Oh,
we'd be
yeah.
like, no.
Yes.
You know what's funny? So my brother used to do that to me, and I tried to do it to him, and he'd be like, I don't care, and he would still eat it.
That's the truth.
But I couldn't.
That's a true brother. He got all the good stuff and you did.
Oh, my gosh. You know what's funny is I was thinking about my childhood. I think it was last night or the night before. And I was like cracking up, and I was like, no wonder people think that my childhood was so traumatizing. He used to like fucking throw me on the floor. Not throw me. Well, yeah, throw me on the floor. And then sit on top of me and then do like the loogie to where it'd like get right here and then he'd suck it up. And then sometimes he didn't do it in time, so it would go on my face.
Oh.
Your brother was a little wild when he was a kid. Not wild. He was just a kid. That's what
Yeah.
kids, you know.
He was a boy.
He was a boy, exactly.
Such a boy.
Yeah.
Like he made me watch Blair Witch Project when it first came out.
Oh.
Yeah, we went to one of his friend's house and they were gonna watch it. So I'll never forget. I was sitting on the floor. He was sitting on the couch behind me, and I was on the floor, but I had my back on his legs. And then when we came time to go to bed, I was taking a bath. And then when I walked into my room, because my room has to be dark, you know what I mean? I can't sleep with like light on.
Yeah.
And he was behind my door, and I didn't know. And I turned off the light, and then I crawled into bed. And then I heard like scratching on the wall. And I was like, what the hell? And I looked over, and he was just standing in the corner of my room facing the wall. But all I could see is like a dark shadow.
Oh.
And what's funny is that's
my.
something I was thinking about. And I was like calling his name, like, hey, I know it's you. I know it's you. But I was like terrified, dude. I was like, oh my God, this freaking shadow's going to eat me. Like the witch is here. That's all I kept thinking.
See, that's
And then he started laughing like after a while, and then he went to bed. And
He's
then I'm
such a
like,
boy.
and I was just sitting there like, oh my God, I can't sleep now.
see, I had no siblings younger than me, and that's fun. That's what you're supposed to do. Uh-oh.
Did your brother do anything like that to you?
Oh yeah, my brother did disgusting things to me too. But I think your
Remember
brother was
Wet Willies?
another level.
Wet willies.
Yeah, he would do wet willies all the time. It's so gross.
You want to see me go from zero to bitch? Give me a wet willy.
Yeah.
I don't know why that. I don't know if it's because it's their spit in my ear. That's
Yeah.
like that's
And a lot of times I would like turn around and I always had longer nails and I'd like whoosh,
claw at them.
claw him. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, you got to remember, you guys were twins. So what did you do to them while you were inside?
I don't know, but I have
not
a
fair.
gnarly birthmark on my stomach.
From him, huh?
Right, pretty sure it's from him.
Well, stranger things happen in there. You never know.
Well, do you remember paintballing? Did you guys ever get into that up here?
That hurts.
Yeah, it does.
that hurts.
It breaks skin.
I've never
Bruce.
actually. I thought you were talking about in the womb.
No. They're talking
You can't
about-
paintball in the womb.
Well,
Like, how'd you get a gun in there?
well,
Well,
you never know.
hey,
No, we
I mean,
never
you could
did
do things with a little gun in there, believe me.
We got really into it, and tell me why I fell for it every freaking time. And I'd be like,
Tell me
no, you're gonna get me. And he's like, no, go. Yeah, we're gonna play against each other. And I'm like, all right. And as soon as I start walking away, it didn't even matter. Sometimes I wasn't even playing. I was just walking to like one of the trucks or something because we had a field like in the back of the dairy.
Yeah.
And anything that broke, we would put back there. So we had like a water heater, broken surfboard, pallets, like anything we'd find broken, we would use it to hide behind. And he'd freaking shoot me in the butt every freaking time.
No wonder your butt's flat.
Yeah,
Oh.
dude. And then I can't sit for like a freaking week.
Oh, but you were like a toothpick. That's got to hurt.
Oh,
You were-
yeah.
I
you were-
send you some butt exercises. I wonder if it would help you out.
I have a little booty now.
You do?
My pants are filling out.
Have you been doing butt
Probably got 'em
exercises?
back.
I've been doing the stairs.
Oh.
I'm riding my bike.
Hey.
Your bike, yeah.
I do. I lay
my
on my back
brother-
and ride my bike.
He would wrestle us all the time. And then my mom, she would just let him. She would just... We would be crying, screaming, and she's just like, you guys are playing, it's fine. I was like, no!
I would be screaming for help. And my mom would walk by and be like, stop screaming. And just keep on going. And then like when I
brother's so
tell her
quiet.
now, like he was doing this to me. And she's like, well, why didn't you tell me?
Brother was mean.
Yeah, but he's so quiet and shy, kind of.
Not at home, he was
I don't know.
mean.
Well,
Well,
imagine with all girls.
He was
that's
so
the thing.
mean.
I'm sure he would have a different story
Well,
or perspective, I should say.
maybe.
Look at that smile.
No, he would get us in trouble all the time.
Yeah.
He would do something bad, or like he'd piss us off, and then we'd get mad and like get in an argument. Me and my sister is like, my brother would do this with all of us, and then my dad would be trying to sleep because he had to go to work, like
Yeah.
on the off hour or whatever, like during the day or whatever. And no, at night he had to go work at night. So then we would get in trouble. My dad would come out, get us. We'd have to kneel facing the wall in his room. And then my brother, he would go too, but then he had to go to the bathroom conveniently every
never
time.
come back.
And he'd spend a while in there, and then we would be released, and they'd be like, okay, you can go too. And we're like, what?
He didn't even
He
get to.
sat on a toilet.
He was smart.
He was pretty smart. He was a little.
That's why
He was a little shit.
that's why he's got a good job today. He was very intelligent.
What's like we never ratted on each other. Like we would have like full blown arguments, and my parents would walk in and be like, "What's the trouble here?" And we'd be like, "Nothing." And we would work it out between ourselves because it's like I knew if I tattled on him, I couldn't go play with him.
Yeah.
And I say play, but hang out. He's 5 years older. That's a big difference. You know what I mean? When you're 16 and
Well, yeah, me and my oldest sister too, because we were 5 years apart. We wouldn't do much. She was already like too cool for us.
yeah. I was lucky. I think because when they were afraid to do something, whether like it was a jump, like because they had, I mean, we went from dirt bikes to tractors to paintballing, like whatever like we got into, we always had a field that we would play on the dairy, and so everybody always came to our house. You know what I mean? So it's like if they were afraid to do a double jump, they would make me do it first on my brother's quad. And if I landed safely, then they would all start doing it.
You were the stunt man.
Yeah.
Or stunt woman.
Or they make me lay in between them and then take pictures of them as they jumped over me. And I was like, how fucking stupid is that?
They're flying over you.
Yeah. And
nice.
they're taking pictures.
Yeah, if they don't jump, they run over you and break your little.
You definitely had crazier adventures.
Yeah, no. Well, see, that's the thing. The kids in those days, we played outside.
Yeah.
These kids today, they don't want to play outside. They want to.
Oh yeah, I spent so much time outside.
I mean, I did too. We all did.
There was a TikTok video I came across the other day, and it was this younger kid, and he's like, what is it with the older generation drinking water out of the water hose? And it had like a split screen, and the lady's like, anybody want to tell him, or you want me to tell him? And she's like, because we weren't allowed inside. Exactly. And I was like, yeah. My mom was like, go
You
feed
sent
a
me
cat.
that.
Go do that. Did I?
Yeah.
Dude, I was laughing so hard because I was like, it's true.
It's true. If your mom was cleaning house that day, you're out of the house. She doesn't want
I was
you in
usually
there.
helping.
No, but that's the way it was. If it was a full day cleaning, you better find something to do outside and come home when it's time for supper or whatever.
What made me laugh is she's like, even the news would ask where your kids were.
Yeah, but in
Do
those
you know
days,
where
It was
your
so funny. They forgot where their kids were, so they had to have a reminder every night.
At 10 o'clock, you would see that announcement. Do you know where your kids are at?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we were on prison time because we always lived in between the men's and women's prison. That's where always like our dairies kind of just happened
You hear
to be.
the siren, you knew it was
So
time
as
to
soon
come
as
home.
we would hear boom
Yep.
at night, we knew, okay, it's dinner
to
time.
come. Yeah, the
And we'd
siren.
make our way to the
Wow.
front of the dairy, to the house. And our friends used to laugh because as soon as like my brother and I would hear it, we'd be like, all right, guys, well, we got to go. And they're like, because we would have to lock the gate in the back, and they're like, what do you mean? Why do you guys have to go? We're like, oh, because the horn sounded. We have to go in.
Yep. You know what?
It's
That was
dinner
good.
time.
That's the way it should be. Yeah. Good.
When we lived on the dairy, we were near a prison too, but I don't remember hearing any horns. We could just see
Yeah.
the lights.
It's the horns for them to go in from the yard.
The yard. Yeah. Oh, well.
Had the prison escapes a couple times.
Yep.
Great times.
They used to hide in our haystack.
Really?
Yeah, the women. We were closer to the women's at
dang.
that dairy. We were closer to the women's. But yeah, so every time there was a prison break, they would come to our dairy, and can we look in your haystack? We're like, yeah, sure.
If you see my kids, send them home.
Yeah.
That's
they
what you
would
guys
do
would be
that.
hiding.
I'll do that to my godmother. That's funny.
Because that's a great place to hide if you really
It
think
is.
about it. And how we had a lot of hay at that time. It was like the whole lane, All right. I got an interesting question for you guys.
Go for it.
Would you rather be caught cheating or catch your significant other cheating?
That's kind of funny. One of my jokes is about that, but we'll
Shut up.
We'll talk about that later.
That's hilarious.
What's the odds of that?
I know.
Well, with us,
With us, it's
Small.
almost every time we do a show. But go ahead.
I don't like either of these.
What was the question again? What was the
would you rather be caught cheating or catch your significant other cheating?
I really don't like either of these.
Neither one's gonna be a good
There's no-
answer.
Right. Because then even if you get caught cheating, then you're
You still don't trust them
begging
anymore.
and you're caught cheating, and then you're begging them to forgive you, and
Yeah.
you don't know how that's gonna end.
Or you're heartbroken.
You're heartbroken, yeah. And then if you catch them cheating, then you're still heartbroken because you caught them cheating and then you never trust them again.
There's no right answer for this one. I don't think there is.
This is hard.
I mean,
It's fucked up, huh?
It really is.
When I read it, I was like, damn, this one's good. Because I was like, I don't even know what I would do.
either way, it's wrong. I mean, that's the whole thing, you know.
But I'll be honest, I do know it.
You know what you would do?
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you do?
I'd rather catch them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to inflict that kind of pain on anybody.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. But then you lost the
You pay
trust in
for
that
it.
person. That's the thing.
Yeah, you're
'Cause
the
even
one.
though they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, it won't happen again," it'll always be in the back of your mind. It'll never go away. I know.
Yeah.
So.
But I still would.
Yeah, I'll have to go with you too on that one. I guess I'd rather catch them than me being caught. So, I know.
And then it
Because then
made
at
me.
least you can say your conscience is
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. At least when people talk about you, you say, "Hey, it wasn't me. It was her or whatever." So, at least.
And then it makes me wonder, like, what does that say about us?
No, but at least you could go out in public
we
and
rather-
know it.
people.
No, but
I hope so.
at least if you go out in public, you're not the one that's going to duck your head saying, "Well, yeah, I got caught." Say, "Hey, I got nothing to do with this," so you can hold your head up high. So I wouldn't rather be.
I just wouldn't want to hurt anybody.
No, but at least you're not hurting yourself.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully there's no kids involved and stuff like that. That's worse. But oh well.
Yeah, I
Are you
agree
saying?
with you.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
I feel like it brought the show down.
No.
Oh, that was.
Everybody's like depressed.
No, not depressed. It's, it's an everyday thing, but
I mean, like, if you really think about it, like, it's fucked up.
that's like
I do feel like I know that I could forgive them.
but you'll never forget it.
You're never going to forget,
Forget it.
right?
That's the problem.
Yeah. That trust is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that trust is on shaky grounds. And
Because
no
a
matter
Long time.
Yeah.
no matter how many gifts he buys you or she or whatever, it's like
Hell no, I would not want gifts.
no. But you know whether
I would just want openness.
they'll
Like,
try and make up for it or whatever. But yeah.
Because then you're going to be like, I need to know where you are at all times.
No, but then you're going to look at that gift and it's going to remind you all the time why he got it for you or
Yeah.
she got it for you. I don't want to just put it on the guys, but yeah, you're going to, oh shit, I got that because,
and no shady shit, like no hiding your phone, no like.
No.
no.
I wouldn't
No,
I
no
wouldn't say.
passcode.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have to look at your phone, but I'd be like, if you start hiding things, then I'm gonna be like, what's up?
Yeah. Ever since they made these phones, that's
Well,
Yeah.
there's this person that I know that they were hanging out with us and they were like, yeah, they're all over me. They just want to know where I'm at all the time. And they were like kind of bitching about it. And then I was like, that's weird because I know them too. And they never struck me as that type of person to be like, where are you? I need to know where you're at now. Why aren't you answering your phone? You know what I mean? So then and they're like talking to me about it. And I'm like, can I ask you something? I go, you don't have to answer. And they were like, yeah. And I go, is there a reason that they're like that? Did you give them that
I
reason?
was going to say, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they actually looked at me like, you're the first person that asked me that. And I go, well, I know them too. And I go, they don't strike me as that type of person to be so insecure.
Yeah.
Like they're a very confident person. And they were like, yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah.
But
So-
I'll
There
never
you
do
go,
it
so
again.
don't complain
And
about the
then-
person being all over you if you're the one that fucked up.
And like I told them, I go, put yourself in their situation or in their shoes. How would you feel about them going out or, you know what I mean? And they're like, I know, but I'm just here. And I go, yeah, but somebody else can be here too.
Yeah.
Just because you're at somebody's house doesn't mean that you can't be fucking around either.
Yeah, and it
You know
takes
what I
a
mean?
lot of time to build up that trust.
And I'm like, they don't know us as well as you know us. Like,
Yeah.
and then I think like once I like explained that, they came from a more understanding view. Instead of bitching about it, they were more like, okay, hey, hang on, I got to call them real quick. I got to let them know, like, or they would FaceTime and be like, look, we're all hanging out. Like, and then like, I feel like the other person felt better. Like, okay, they're in, they're not fucking around.
Yeah.
Honesty
Makes
helps,
sense.
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
I don't have anything to hide. You can look through my phone. You can look through anything and my purse. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to hide. Just don't take my money without telling me.
That.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like penny pinching, but it's like sometimes like
We work
you
hard
wanna-
for our money.
well, no, it's like if I think I got $20 and that $20 isn't there and I gotta put gas, and I'm like, where the fuck did that $20 go?
Yeah.
We had this conversation.
Yes, we had this conversation a while ago.
Oh yeah.
Behind your back because we didn't trust you. No.
What?
No, just,
She said, "What?
what? No. What? We were just talking about the other day. You weren't here.
No. I was late, huh?
No. It was a family,
Oh,
yeah.
family
got it,
affair.
got it.
We had
family
the
affair.
aunts come over and play some.
Glad to know I wasn't late.
No,
No.
you're fine.
I haven't been super late in a while.
You've done
No.
very well. You've done very well. I mean,
Yeah.
getting better.
Besides scaring the crap out of us and just letting yourself in.
I,
Which, by the way, I need to bring that up with my father because he did not shut the door.
but the door wasn't closed all the way then?
The door
No,
was
it wasn't.
open.
I got in.
No, I know, but I thought he closed it behind me because I came in through it. Well, maybe I didn't close it. Maybe it was me. I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody didn't close it.
I don't know, but that was funny.
Either way.
We just heard giggles talking. We're like, what?
hello. I said, hello, shit. Good thing we weren't talking bad about you.
Yeah, good thing you weren't talking shit about me.
I love you too much.
Aw, I love you guys too.
You guys,
Tony!
I have something in my eye.
Uh-huh.
called an eyeball. Just kidding.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You're
Yeah.
very well experienced with eyeballs
Yeah, well,
and balls.
balls.
He'll give
Speaking
you a
of
bag
balls,
of balls.
I got to drain mine pretty soon. Hurry up. I got to go
Okay.
pee.
You guys ready?
We just started.
I know.
Do you guys want to help some people?
Yeah, let's do it.
All
I love
right.
this part.
Okay, so this is from Josh.
Hi, Josh.
I'm really struggling financially, and I've come to the realization that I won't be able to afford my rent anymore. The hardest part is that I'll have to move back in with my parents, which feels like a huge step backwards for me. I'm worried about how they'll react, and I don't know how to approach this conversation. What's the best way to explain the situation to them without feeling embarrassed or ashamed? Any advice would be really appreciated.
Dude, times are rough. Everything's expensive. It's very hard to live on your own unless you like go try to find a roommate. But
Even that, like sometimes
Yeah.
I hear about rent or more, and I'm like, good
They're
grief, that's as
insane
much as
right
a
now.
mortgage, if not more.
the new houses over here, they're like 4,000 something a month.
Like, who can really
mortgages.
afford
A
that?
doctor.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
People from the Bay.
yeah.
But yeah, don't be ashamed, first of all.
I think in a lot of situations too now, I don't think you see, unless they're getting married at a certain age, you don't see kids moving out of their parents' homes as fast as they used to be, unless the parent says, hey, you're 18, you're on your own. So I see a lot of that, them staying home, but I'd rather have my kid move back instead of putting themselves in debt where they can't get themselves out. And hey, hopefully there's not grandkids or a husband, wife, whatever involved. But hey, if it is, it's family. Yeah, I'm sorry, you don't turn your back on family. It's tough on the parents, especially if, the house situation. But no, I would just say, it's like Giggles says, times are tough right now. Money's tight for everybody, not just. So I wouldn't have a problem.
I don't feel like his parents will have an issue.
No. I mean, unless he was forced out of the home, like I said, at 18. But if it's understanding parents, hey, we're all there. We've been there before, so.
Exactly. I feel like they're going to understand that situation.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't feel embarrassed to ask. I think I would feel more embarrassed to ask for a loan or money.
Yeah.
Instead of moving back in, because at least give you time to get back on your feet and so you could find a place down the road.
And
So
they have to understand because, like,
yes,
it is so different from whenever
their time
when
they were there young.
young.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
It was easier for them to get a house, and now it's not the same thing.
No. I mean, the money situation is completely different, even though they made a lot less. But
But everything is so
but
much
things,
cheaper.
yeah, but a dollar stretched a lot farther than I was watching on TikTok the other day. They were comparing what a dollar could buy you in the 60s. Of course, that's going way back. But it was amazing how, bread, a loaf of bread was 15 cents. Milk was 30 cents. A hamburger was 15 cents at McDonald's, places like that. So a dollar, you can take care of yourself on a dollar back then. You can't even buy nothing with $1 today.
No, not even a pack of gum.
No. So, yeah.
Even the dollar store, nothing is a
No,
dollar.
it's not even $1 no more, exactly. But, yeah, no, I wouldn't feel, what was his name again? I'm sorry.
Josh.
Yeah, if your parents are understanding, they shouldn't have no problem accepting you back.
Yeah.
Unless you're bringing in baggage, girlfriends and things like that, and they might, say
But
something.
even then, I feel like if it is a girlfriend, then maybe she needs to go to her parents' house.
Well, exactly.
Out of respect.
No, out of respect. But if it's just you by yourself until you get back on your feet, well,
And help out, Josh. When
Exactly.
you are back at the house with
Yeah,
your parents, help out.
yes. I mean,
Don't
don't
just take advantage either.
whatever you can afford to rent, give your parents a little bit or something, so at least they know that you're not smooching off of them.
Even
So,
just like washing dishes or
yes, help out around the house, financially
Simple
if you can
things.
help out a little bit. All parents can use a little help too, especially. But just that's,
I think they would almost like appreciate the company too,
Yeah.
having them back in the
I
house.
told my,
Parents appreciate a lot of help. Actually.
Yeah.
especially if they get older and they need older parents need help. Hey, do it. No.
Yeah. Like who else is going to terrify my mom on a daily basis?
Exactly.
All she's like yesterday, she was walking right here and she was about to turn the corner and I just happened to be behind her and she didn't realize it. And I like poked her side. Dude, she about fell on the floor. And she screams and throws her arms up and then she's like, "Why do you keep doing that to me?" And I'm like, "I'm getting your
you
heart
awake.
pumping and
Yes.
making sure your blood's circulating."
There you go.
okay? I go, "You don't eat spicy food."
Well,
Like yesterday, dude, she was in the pantry and she was reaching up and I tickled her armpit, dude. She came back so quick.
she's lucky she didn't knock you out.
I know. I'm like, one day she's going to hit
She's going to
me.
hit you. She's
But
gonna
it's
hit you.
warranted. I can't get mad.
Yeah,
It's
that's
going to be
true.
warranted.
That's true.
But Josh, just talk to them.
Yeah.
Talk from your heart. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to just,
And it's not going to be
straight.
forever.
No.
It's just help you out for a little bit till you
Yeah.
get back on your feet again. So
and who
Yeah,
knows? It
and-
could be a blessing in disguise,
Exactly.
I do know somebody, one of my friends, she was married already, had a daughter, and moved in with her mom. They sold their place because they wanted to eventually move closer, but what they did was they lived with them with the mom for, I think, 3 years now, 3 or 4 years. And now they're in the process of building their new house, but it all took time. They wanted to save up, and she said, it wasn't easy, but
well, there's a lot of adjusting to do, especially if parents are kind of already empty nesters and all of a sudden the nest is full of eggs again. So,
Yeah, you have to consider.
you can't
Your
walk around the
parents,
house in your underwear again like you used to.
right.
Or with no underwear like I used to, but that's, you don't want to scare the kids. Oh, well.
Yeah, things do change.
Yeah.
But I feel like with my parents, nothing's really changed. Maybe I just mess around with them more, like putting googly eyes in their stuff
No,
and
but-
scaring them. But my parents are really cool to where if I'm in the room and I have the door shut, they just let me be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the door's open, they'll come in or whatever.
I always,
But it's or they'll
Mine are
knock.
still
or-
on the in between.
Yeah.
No, when my daughter was home, I would always knock on her door to let her know, and until because I don't, of course, I'm not going to walk in on my daughter.
No,
she's
you don't know
changing
she's
clothes.
changing.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
But you,
I don't just pop in
no,
their
no,
room either.
But I
Even
would
if it's
always
just
knock
my
and
mom,
say, "Hey,
I'll
it's
knock.
Daddy," and come on in. I'm okay. Yeah, you give them respect and room, and they respect you. So it's not like she would come in my room without saying, "Daddy, I'm coming in to go get something for Mommy's in the bathroom, whatever."
Yeah.
Fine, that's the way it is. That's the way it should be.
It's respectful.
Yeah, it's respectful.
And
That's all you have to do.
you avoid
Yeah.
awkward situations.
But it is funny, though,
Yeah.
how now that she's married, she keeps her house immaculate. But I couldn't get her to clean her room one time. But it's funny how things change.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, it was
bless
like
her
me.
heart.
I didn't
she's a
cook
sweetheart. Well, you see,
for a very long
and you're a
long-
great cook now.
Yeah.
Hands down, you're very
Thank
good.
you. I
Very
appreciate
good.
it.
At least I haven't got any food poisoning yet, so.
No.
Yeah,
I wash
I
my
totally
hands.
do
I'm very clean when I cook. I laugh because I'll watch my mom and I'm like, you just touched raw meat and you just touched that toe.
That's what.
And she starts laughing. She's
Such a
like,
Portuguese thing.
That's a
Over there,
Portuguese thing.
I have heart attacks all the time.
because I'm like, you're contaminating so
Yeah, but
many
no,
things.
We never got sick, did we?
Over there?
No, I mean we ate
No.
dirt when we were kids, and we survived.
Yeah, and then they were telling me too over there, like the meat is cleaner. over
Yeah,
there.
because it's like organic compared to here.
But man, it still creeps me out. Like, I told you that story, right? When we were preparing the turkey,
Oh yeah.
and then they like dip their fingers in the what's it called again? The mishmixige, like the vinage, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Marinade.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, she like straight up dipped her fingers in the marinade.
And they
like,
taste
tasted
it.
and
They
she's
all
like,
do.
It's good.
They
She's
all
like,
do it.
"You
My
do
wife does it.
Taste it. Taste
My
it.
wife does it.
I was
That's the way it is.
I can't do it.
No, that's how you taste
See
it.
that
Make
like
sure.
see that like I'm okay with that as long as they wash their hands right after
Yeah.
before they
No,
touch
but
the
would
meat again.
you do it? Would you? She was trying to. Get
I
me
would
to
taste
do
it. I probably would.
I
with the
say-
meat in there.
Probably.
The
I mean, if they were like very adamant about it. But see, again, for me, it would be more of a learning experience of like, okay, this is what it tastes like this. But I would probably tell them, like, I would probably make the marinade before putting the meat in. And then I would taste it and then put the
Exactly.
meat in.
That makes
you
sense
know-
to me.
But that's not how they do it.
No, it's
No.
not. They like straight up like slather it all on,
My
move it
wife,
around,
my
and
wife
they
made
like,
some pork.
yeah, it tastes good. I'm like,
She made some
I can't
pork.
do it.
She made pork the other day and marinated pork. The steak. Well,
Yeah.
bifanas.
Yeah.
And that's how she does it. She put it in a tub, a container with the wine and garlic and whatever else, and you shake it around, and she would, taste it at the beginning. Oh, it's okay, it's good, and you know what? It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all going to get.
I
cooked.
feel like if it's like
gonna
something
get
like
cooked.
something quick like that, you're not going to get sick off of it.
No,
But if you
no.
were like to chug that, then that's when you get
No,
sick.
they're just tasting. It's just a taste.
And if it's like cow meat, I don't have as big of an issue because I
pork,
do
the
like my
poultry,
meat
yeah.
pretty red. If there's
Yeah.
like a little blood, it doesn't bother me. Like
so you, yeah, that makes.
so, like cow meat doesn't really bother me. But if it's like chicken, then I'm like,
How did we get on this subject?
I don't know.
I don't know. We were talking about
moved.
moving back here.
No, we were talking about Josh helping out in the family. One thing led to
Sorry,
another.
no, it's Charlie. Oh yes, Josh.
No, that was.
I'm sorry. We still have another question.
Yeah.
Why do we do that? Sorry, Josh. Just be respectful.
Josh is probably sitting there saying, all I asked is how to get back in the house. And talking about marinating food. What the hell? Why am I asking these idiots?
Well,
for
you know
advice?
what? If you're surprised, you obviously don't listen to
Yes,
the show.
exactly. That's why it's a shit show. We always go off track or off the rails.
Working our way back. Well, Josh, I hope we helped you. I would say just talk to your parents from your heart.
Yeah, that's
I'm sure
it.
they're
That's
going to
all you can do.
understand,
That's
and it
all you
shouldn't
can
be a
do.
very big issue. And I hope it works out. Let us know how it works out. Okay, this one's from Charlie. I do love that name for a girl. Charlie.
Yeah.
I think it's so cute. Okay. So Charlie says, a friend of mine is applying for a job at the company I work at. He asked me to be a reference for him. The problem is, I know they're not exactly reliable. And I'll just say it. They're the laziest person I know.
Oh, boy.
I don't want to hurt their feelings, but I also don't want to lie about their work ethic. I don't want it to come back on me. What's the best way to handle this without damaging our friendship or compromising myself at work? Oof.
Well, that friend he's not really going to find out what Charlie said about him, is he?
I don't know.
I mean,
they don't release that information, right?
no, I don't think they
shouldn't.
do. They
No.
shouldn't. So, I mean, if he asks Charlie, say, hey, did you put a good word in? Yeah, I said, no, yeah. Well, it's a little white lie. It's getting in that area, but yeah, you don't want to, knowing if you know the guys or the person's not going to be a good employee. I don't want to be that one because then the boss is going to say, you told me to hire this person and it didn't
And
turn
nothing's
out.
getting
Yeah,
done.
nothing's
Yeah.
getting done. So that makes you look bad. So
Because they're like, if you lied about this guy, what else are you lying
yeah.
about?
So I would I would just, it's hard to stay out of it because he is trying to get a job, so it's tough.
And what's hard too is the friend probably thinks like, hey, since you do work for the company, I probably have like a leg up.
Well,
which is hard.
it's hard because nowadays the best, I guess what she would hope for is that he doesn't get the job, then she doesn't have to worry about it. But then you feel bad that he needs a job, and
And you're the one that's
you're the
kinda
one that
keeping it. But it's about that honesty thing too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah. And then maybe, and it's in the long run, it could be a benefit to him because if he is a little slacking off, he's got to realize, you know what, that's on me. I need to show this person that I am a better employee than what she thought I was, and prove to her that, hey, I can do the job. But so it's his ethics that he has to improve on. So.
Yeah.
I mean, his work habits and all that stuff. So, because if he's going to be lazy now, he's going to be lazy the rest of his life, and that's not going to be good. He's going to be going from job to job to job, unfortunately. So,
If somebody like referred me, I was always terrified to not make them look bad. If that makes sense. Like I was so afraid to let them down and then to have like their boss look down on them because of me.
Yeah.
So I always like did extra, or I went the extra mile for that. But I'm also different. I'm not I'm not lazy like that.
but in the case of this one too, if he's in a different department or whatever, she can't help him. She can't cover up for his mistakes.
Well, we don't know if Charlie's a girl.
No, that's it. Oh well, either way, but
I don't know if Charlie's a what?
a guy
girl
or a
or
girl.
guy.
Or guy.
Oh, true,
But either way, they can't. Hey, dude, I covered for you. You got to pick it up. But sooner or later, it's going to catch up to him if he doesn't change his attitude towards working. So
Well, like
It's really hard because
Yeah,
if it comes
yeah.
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
it comes
Like
back
what's
on
funny is my brother's girlfriend got me a job at the company that she works at, and she put a good word in for me. She actually, because of her, they approached me and then like told me to come in, for the interview or whatever. And it was something I had no experience doing, and something completely new. And I hadn't worked in, I think, over a year because I was taking care of my mom. That's when she was sick. And so they were like, why is there a gap? So then I had to explain that. And then so they were very thorough when they interviewed me, but I'll never forget when I came home and my brother was like, are you serious? You went and interviewed like at her work? And I was like, yeah, dude, I need a job. Like, if I'm going to buy a house and get my shit together, I was like, I haven't worked in a year. So like, yeah, I got to get my shit together. I got to start working, and at least I can move up in this company. You know what I mean? He's like, you better not fucking embarrass me. And I'll never forget that. And like that, like scared me even more because I was like, and then I was like, embarrass you? I was like, it would be her, not you.
Yeah.
But her cousin was like the head of her department, and I was nowhere close to her department. So he was afraid that she would not like me, and then it would cause drama between them and the family.
Oh.
And I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
And then when he brought it up, I was like, dude, I'm not here to cause. I was like, number one, I don't cause problems like that for you, and I wouldn't do that. And then what's funny is like they ended up all loving me there. And then I left and went to a different company. But I did something completely different. You know what I mean? I didn't leave
on the back.
what I learned there. I didn't take that with me to the new. It was a completely different industry.
Yeah.
That's what I should say. But if your friend doesn't have that same respect for you, that's hard. Here's the thing too. People have asked me to be a reference, and I always say yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even call me. And then they're like, "Did you talk to them?" And I'm like, "No, they never called me."
well,
Like, is there a number I should call? And they're
no,
like, "No, they'll reach out to you."
They'll reach out to you.
So Charlie, if anything, just say yes. You'll be a reference.
And
then just say they never called you.
Don't reach out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that could be a way to get out of it too.
Well, yeah.
Just don't answer your phone.
Well, again, that's, again, we're talking about a little white lie here. Yeah. No, they never called me. Yeah, you're right. He could get out of that one. No, I never heard nothing.
Yeah, that way you're not lying and you're not saying they're a great worker when they're not.
No.
And it's not going to come back on you.
So, yeah. Oh, well.
Charlie, let us know what happened.
Yeah, Charlie.
Yes.
I'm curious. Like, are you going to go through with it or are you not?
He has to kind of, but, oh, well.
Well, thank you, Charlie and Josh. We hope we helped you. We know we kind of went real far left on this.
We always do. We always do.
But we kind of came back. So thank you for your submissions. If anybody wants to submit a question to us, please submit it on our YouTube, Spotify, our Instagram, and our TikTok at Rockin on the Porch. So make me laugh now, Papa Tony.
I'll
It better
try
be
to.
as funny as last week.
Well, I don't know. We'll try. A woman attempted to cut off her boyfriend's ding-a-ling.
Oh.
She missed and cut his thigh. She was charged with a misdemeanor.
She sure did.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Wiener.
Sorry.
That's cute.
I know. These are all little cute ones. When you ever feel sad, just remember there's someone out there who wants to masturbate, but he has no arms.
Oh.
What, like you... my heart goes out to them.
I know.
Like, that's
You
so
need
sad.
help. That's when you need friends. Okay. This is one for you
Or
guys.
holes of some sort in walls, or I don't know.
What?
What? Okay, never mind.
You don't need a friend to help you. You just need like a hole somewhere if you're a
That's
guy.
called a glory hole.
Yeah.
You still need somebody on the other side.
No, you don't. Anyway.
Oh, my.
How do you know? Do you want to confess something to us?
No! I have nothing to confess.
See what I have to
Everything's
put
out
up
in the
with.
open.
She doesn't even use. Never mind. Okay, girls, this is for you. Who does Beyonce call when she needs her roof replaced? All the shingle ladies. I couldn't get the shingles out of my mouth. All the shingle ladies.
Single lady.
That's cute.
Oh God.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
This is the one I was talking about. Okay. If your wife has a dream that you cheated on her, go ahead and cheat on her, because your job is to make all her dreams come true.
Oh. Oh, there it is.
You're not just doing what you
Do it,
asked.
poor thing. You got to make her dreams come true. All right, a little bit of wisdom, not much. Did you know if you cut off your left arm, your right arm would be left?
Don't throw it.
The abuse on this show.
Your turn,
What if it had
Giggles.
made it in your coffee?
That would have been funny.
Yeah, it's empty already.
You want me to fill you up?
No, that's why I got to go tinkle.
All right. I hope this helps.
Well, guys, my weird animal fact of the day. It's not that weird. I mean, it's kind of interesting, and it does not have any like.
Sexual.
Yeah, so sorry to break your.
Boy.
It's Lent season, so she's trying to clean up her act.
Oh, all of a sudden. All of a sudden.
All of a sudden, she's holding
Did you go to the
mother
confession?
Giggles
Don't
here.
you see my halo?
Is that Beyonce thing again?
Is that the horn?
Okay, so did you know that cows kill more? Shh. Hold on. Cows kill more.
The
Well, she
suspense.
can read her own handwriting. Cows kill more.
I really wrong. Hold on, let me write it. Let me read it the right
Let
way.
me read
Then
it.
I'll read it the right way, and then I'll tell you what I wrote. This is hilarious. Okay, so cows kill more people than sharks kill people.
That's a fact.
I believe that.
Yeah.
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 I wrote cows kill more sharks than people.
Well, you know how they swim out there. You know, how many cows did you see swimming out there?
I'm a little curious as what the fight would look like. So I'm like, they're in water.
Oh my God!
Okay, yeah, but why doesn't that surprise you?
Surprise!
Have you ever
what?
been chased by a cow?
Oh, cows are they?
They're mean.
I've been
They
hit
can
by
be.
cows. Yes, kicked
Yeah.
and yeah. That's
Here's the thing: when a cow attacks you, she doesn't close her eyes.
eyes. They'll never
A
stop.
bull closes its eyes
So
when it's running
they'll
towards you.
never let go
So
of
they
it.
won't.
So they know
miss.
exactly where you're going. And I've seen
Yeah, I've had that happen.
where they've knocked over a person and they put their head, so like here's the cow head, right? Here's the head and here's like the forehead part. And the guy's laying on the floor and they put their head on their chest and was and like putting all their weight.
On top of you.
Wow.
So they were like literally crushing him. And then it took, I think, like 3 people that ran in and like to get her off, but they had to like pull her tail and like push her and like
That's
she
insane.
like she wanted him dead. Like she did, and
They're very
do to her?
protective. They're
What
very
did he do?
protective.
he was just getting them in to go the milk.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been attacked. I've been attacked by cows
It
in
just
my
takes
lifetime.
one
yeah.
bad day for them. They still are a wild animal. You know what I mean?
I was still single, and I was visiting a friend who was a manager at a dairy, a big dairy at the time, and it was during the wintertime, so the corrals are muddy, and he happened to get the hospital cows in to milk, and I jumped in there with him, and I got attacked by a cow, and by the time he said, "Hey, Tony, Papa Tony, look out," she nailed me, and she did exactly what you said, but what saved me was it was muddy, so she buried me in the mud. So I had a little cushion, but it took him forever he was on top of her poking her eyes out. And finally she let up, and then he said, run, take off. And I'm, you're already just.
You don't know where to go.
Yeah, you're
Disoriented.
confused. So I got up and boom, here she knocked me down again. And then he was able to get her off. But she was fresh. She had a baby. But but it's absolutely right. They're more meaner than a bull. If you want to believe that, a bull can kill you, but a cow will not stop until she takes you out.
And they remember you.
So they'll attack you again.
Oh yeah, like I've had it to where they were babies and didn't like me, and then even as like an adult, they would still remember me,
Almost like an elephant type of
Wow.
like a crow almost.
thing. Yeah. So
And I've had them throw me over fences because I'd be they would like crush me against the fence, and I was trying to get up, and then they would put their head underneath my feet and then go like that with their head, and I would hold on to the top. You just see
fly
my
over.
legs go over, and I land on the other corral, just fucking.
Wow.
Yeah,
No,
they're very powerful animals. Like, yes, they're cute, and they're normally.
don't
But they're an
trust any
animal.
don't trust any animals. They have their bad days. That's what I say. They have
So-
their bad days.
Oh, they kick you. A
They
cow
have
will
the-
break your leg in a second.
Oh yeah. And my dad would come home with bruises, and then even my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
At one time, he got the really bad bruise. How many, on average, how many people do you think sharks kill in a year?
Not that many.
Isn't it like in the 30s?
No, I'd probably say less
Maybe
than
that's
that.
too much.
I'll say in the teens, maybe
Okay. And how many do you think cows kill in a year?
in the hundreds.
Okay. So sharks kill an average of 5 people per year,
It's way off.
while cows kill an average of 22 people per year.
Wow.
And
Times
it
that.
says, in fact, humans are more deadly to sharks than they are to humans. Humans kill about 100 million sharks.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sharks are very fascinating to me too.
they are.
If I wasn't so claustrophobic, I've always wanted to go dive with them.
That would be cool.
Like be in that cage and then
Yeah.
have them like ram me.
No.
I'd be all,
No. I've seen where the cage. Yeah. What happens when you see where they get their heads stuck
Oh,
inside
yeah.
the cage, and where are you going to go? Where are you going to go?
I'm
Nowhere.
small. I'll just lay down.
No. You got a shark coming from both sides of the cage. No, thank you. Especially the great whites. No, thank you. I'll stay out. That's their home. You guys stay there. I'll stay on my home. We talk about this one with our animal facts. Steve Irwin, the one from
You're going to say Urkel, huh?
Urkel. I almost said Steve Urkel,
And
but
I did
the
it.
crocodile hunter. I always amazed me how that guy would jump into a
Like nothing.
pond with gators and stuff like that, and you can't see the water; it's all murky, and yet he's standing right next to. Oh no, thank you. I'm
But
sorry.
you know what? I
sorry.
feel like people like that. It's like your son-in-law. Perfect example. We're walking by the ocean, and he's like, "There's a school of fish."
He can-
I
yeah,
don't
they
see
spot
shit.
that. Yeah,
and he's like, "No, you see the bubbles." He's like,
no,
and like he would tell us, like you could see the shadow, and
Yeah.
he has the.
He has that eye for that kind of stuff. Exactly. Everywhere. Yeah. So.
I need more eyes.
Well, we got plenty here to go. So. Okay.
That's
That's
fascinating.
very good.
That's like
I thought they killed
incredible
more. I
to
thought
think
they killed
about,
more,
like-
but that's about right. It's not really like you hear attacks, but you don't hear a lot of deaths on sharks, though. That's the whole thing.
That's so scary.
Well, I thought some of the cow things might also be like whenever, but that's probably considered an accident. Whenever cows cross the road and the car hits the.
Well, that's
maybe
that's,
it's just like attacks.
no, but attacks or no.
Well, when they have the baby, the calf, that's scary. Because once she has her eye on you, you're done, dude. She don't care who's around her. She's gonna get you.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I had, my last few years of breeding cows, I had one dairy where it was always on that same dairy, and I don't know why. Most of them were, I made them, as far as they were born.
That sounds so
Yeah.
funny, huh?
No. But the thing is, you would walk by them if they were loose, and they would just turn on you for no reason. And I mean, I would have to jump into the free stalls or jump a gate or something real quick, because they were coming after you. It's like, what the hell did I do? You just never know. You never know. Every day was a new adventure with those things.
I feel like the Jerseys were more aggressive than
They are a
the
little bit.
Holsteins,
There's
right?
more, but in my case, it happened to be all Holsteins, so it wasn't the
No,
breed.
they can be too, but I feel like the
but-
Jerseys are more. Like I was more afraid around the Jerseys.
They
than I
got
was.
they got the fighting blood in them, and that's where you see the fighting bulls. So there's
the Vaca Brava.
These are the brown ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they look
like
all
I had
cute,
one
but,
that I raised since she was born,
Mm-hmm.
and she calved, and I went to get the calf so I could raise the calf, and my dad was like, "Don't go in there."
yeah.
Like she's very protected because my dad tried to
Jerseys
get
are
the
very
calf, and
protective.
she went after my dad, and I'm like, "Yeah, but it's me." And dude, she did not care if it was me.
No, they don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's their mother instincts that kick in.
And I mean, do you blame them? You're
No.
taking their child away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good mamas.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay, get your mind out of the gutter, y'all. What is 6 inches long?
Again,
There's a lot 6 inches in this.
and 2
Yeah,
inches
there is.
wide.
Sweet on the lips and goes down better with butter.
Papa Tony.
I was waiting. I was like, I'm not gonna say it, but
Papa Tony.
that would have been perfect for the last episode.
I don't use butter, but if I have to,
It's a lubricant.
as soon as we can bring the right butter
Tasty.
home from the hospital, we'll.
So I told my mom the joke, and she did not think.
didn't
Plus, it
think-
doesn't
See,
translate
no,
know?
you can't translate
because
it.
I had to like give it away. I'm like, like I can't believe it's not butter. And then like I told her the joke, and she laughed, but I was
she
like
didn't understand it. That's
know
okay.
why.
That's understood. You can't translate certain things.
certain things. Okay, so
Okay,
what's
6
6 inches and butter?
What is 6 inches long, sweet on the lips, and goes down better with butter?
Sweet on the lips.
Mm-hmm.
With butter.
Yeah. Once I tell you guys, you're going to be like, oh.
It can be toast.
I was gonna say popcorn, but
No, popcorn. Yeah.
unless it's like the
no.
caramel. But like I don't know why I want to say like a crab leg, but it's not sweet.
No.
Sweet mango. No, you don't eat that with butter.
It's a good thing we're wrapping up this show.
Giggles' microphone just fell off. And she caught it in the air. It was so slow too.
It's a good thing you got a big chest to catch that mic, I tell you.
That was crazy.
See, now you can tell people you have magic mic between
She's
your
just-
boobs.
Yeah, there you go, Magic Mike. She's just cradling her.
Cradling my microphone.
He's black. Go ahead, dear.
Magic mic
Tell,
between my
tell us
boobs.
before you lose more equipment here. You can't afford it.
Maybe I need to get her one of these.
Yeah, I think so. That's your next investment.
No, I'm fine.
No, you're not. That's the second, third
fine.
time it popped off.
I like when this
Okay.
happens. It's
Okay, go ahead.
entertaining.
It's entertaining.
It's all.
There you go.
Anyway, what is 6 inches long, sweet on the lips, and goes down better with butter? Corn on the cob.
Ah,
I feel like you were on the right track with the
popcorn. But no, I know. But no, yeah, the cob. That is true. I'm not a big butter on popcorn though. I mean, or corn.
On corn on the cob.
No, I mean, I'll do it once in a while,
what's
but I'm
funny?
not. I like the roasted corn on the cob.
I do it in the air fryer, and it makes it so much sweeter.
Sweeter.
I
Yeah, you
rub
told me
olive
that.
oil. Oh, so
That sounds. Oh wait, you did it for us one time.
Yes, I
Did
think
I?
you did.
It was
Yes.
so good.
I know I get like obsessed with things, and then I'm like, you need to eat this too.
So good.
You know what I'm obsessed with right now? So I was watching that TV show Equalizer. I don't know if you guys watch that. Anyways, the girl wanted. Her boyfriend was gonna come over to watch a movie, so they were gonna have popcorn, right? And the aunt used all the butter in her recipe that she was making, so there was no butter for the popcorn. So the girl, her niece, is like, "Oh my gosh, like, how am I gonna serve the popcorn?" And she's like, "Use Cajun seasoning."
Oh, yeah.
And then she put it like on a piece of popcorn and gave it to the girl, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so good."
Better, yeah.
And then I was like, So then I made a bag of popcorn. Then what I do is I spray it with Pam, and then I put the seasoning on it. I cannot eat popcorn any other way now
Cajun. Oh, well.
because it has like a nice kick to it. Just don't inhale when you're eating it. Yeah, because you choke. Just like that.
Very good.
Okay, what's long and hard and has the word come in it?
Cucumber.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, and last one.
I probably shouldn't have been all.
I was going to say,
Throw a cucumber. You have to blow it to play with it. What is it?
everything's pointing towards me. Why is that?
Not everything is about you, Papa Tony.
It could be. There goes your cup.
Now she's just knocking shit over. Please don't get the equipment wet.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to get wet.
Cup. It has a lid.
You need it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to have to put a bib on you here pretty soon.
Please.
Is
What
it
is
like bubbles?
No, what's that question?
No, but that's a good guess.
What's the question again?
You have to blow it to play with it. What is it?
It has to be a musical instrument.
Oh, trumpet.
Oh, that would be good too, but yeah, no, it's not.
No, you have to blow with it to play with it.
Ready?
Yes.
A balloon.
Oh my God, I was gonna say balloon, but I was like, you don't really play with balloons.
Yeah, I was going
We're
to
like
say.
on the right track.
You okay?
Well, she's running out of hands to hold the equipment. That's the problem. She almost stuck the mic in her mouth, thinking it was a straw.
I have something in my throat.
Yeah, it's the mic.
You okay?
No, it's magic mic is between my boobs, not in my throat.
Yeah, it'll be in your throat someday.
All right. I'm gonna leave you two with this.
Hurry up.
Every time I see a mattress on top of a car, I think, damn, prostitutes are doing DoorDash now?
DoorDash. Hey, that's what do you call being a business person, smart.
Yeah.
Why rent a hotel when you can just do it anywhere? Smart. Yeah,
That was hilarious.
very good. Okay, dear.
Can you tell I have experience holding things?
Yeah, apparently.
Got a good grip there. That's all I
she's
say.
not
Shit.
around.
I'm fucking around with that thing. Shit.
That's a handful.
Okay, anyway, let's wrap it up. On my microphone, the episode. If y'all have any questions for any of us or want to share a story or joke, you guys, I'm holding on for dear life here.
Oh, okay. I'm not
My
doing
hands
anything.
are free. My hands are free.
Okay, fine.
I'm not
Feel
doing
free to reach
anything.
out on our Instagram at Rockin' on the Porch, and we'll do our best to answer them in the next episode. Show some love by following, liking, and reviewing our podcast on the platform you listen on. If we were able to brighten your day even a little bit with our stupidity, then go ahead and share this podcast with your friends and family that have a sense of humor. Thank you for listening and laughing with us. Hey! Thank you for listening and laughing with us. Is how next week don't let the door hit you with a good noise. But you guys are cheating. You're cheating.
You always smell cheap.
I'm over here defenseless because
That's
I have
okay.
Sure.
That's all right.
good catch.
Thank you.
I catch it. He's all,
What the hell you throw at me?
an eyeball.
All right. You done?
Thank you, sweet
Yeah,
listener.
I did it
Okay.
all
Thanks,
somehow.
guys.
Thank you for listening to us. We don't know how you stick with us.
We do. You guys love us. I hope.
Thank you for all your love and support, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, maybe.
Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
y'all.
Bye.